Hello, it's Gigi with Invite the Light Readings coming to you with a celebrity reading on Stacey Abrams. She is running for governor in Georgia, and her run has been a little bit turbulent because her opponent, who is also running, he apparently has been in charge of also because he's an incumbent. So, well, he holds office within the government there, and he has been actually in charge of at the same time for some issues with voter suppression and or sorry, not in charge of issues with voter suppression, but he's been subject to criticism on possible voter suppression. So hold on one second, you guys. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. I'm going to use these cards. Stacey Abrams. Going against Kemp for governor in Georgia. She's not conceded the race yet. And it's been a couple of days, actually. So let's see what happens. Well, this is one of the worst cards in the deck. I don't read cards upside down. Well, there definitely looks like there's something that has gone on that isn't legit there. And she's trying to defend that, but I don't feel like, unfortunately, like there's any real infrastructure for her to, any true, real, good legal infrastructure for her to really get any legal grounding on this or legal leeway. Oh, she might be taking this to court, though. Honestly, she might really be holding back. Well, she suffered some attacks from Trump as well, saying that she was unqualified, and people are like, huh, she's a Yale graduate, like she's an Ivy League graduate, and just a few other things as well. Like, it's also kind of weird because he didn't have any governmental experience as well, so I don't know what how could you be making sense there saying somebody's unqualified. She also is an author. She's written a series of books under a pen name. I forget what pen name that is, but they're like romance novels or whatever. Nevertheless, they were quite successful, I understand. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me just... I think, she's got a really strong community behind her as well, who will feel very happy to that she will be taking this to court. I feel like she's taking this to court. Or yeah. Yeah, I just feel like there's some legal entities that are going to be involved in that. If not court, then some form of informal arbitration or something like that in order to... I don't know if she even kind of knows, like, sort of how to go about this fully. It's almost like she knew this was going to happen. I think she realizes, unfortunately, it's going to be like a lot of work. You need a lot of legal dollars and power in order to do this. And I just think that the legal system is what ties her from being able to really get the type of justice that she needs. It's unfortunate though. I think she's going to have to walk away from this challenge. And I mean, with the Empress here under this funky card, I do feel like she actually either won the election or it's just very, 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 very a lot closer than what it's depicted to be. I feel like with the Empress, she was the winner, actually. Definitely here. Oh. This is a heavy reading. Okay. Unfortunately, I think she's gonna have to walk away from this because I feel like her hands are tied legally. There's too much legal red tape with this, and then the type of money it's gonna take for her staff to work for her, although they're very supportive and quite efficient. I don't think that she really has the type of support she needs. Also, there's this thing about in the countryside of Georgia that if she prolongs it, she'll be pissing people off more. And so I think in the long run, she may look at it as like, well, I don't want to seem like an asshole to voters. I mean, I always can run again in another 4 years. I'm assuming, it's a bit of a lot, but there's also this thing as well with the people out in the countryside also having a hard time voting. There's definitely that. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. What is this though? She may not be able to win, but she may just kind of get behind the cause to bring this man to court because I think he was brought to her opponent Kemp was brought to court behind voter suppression as well. There definitely is something funky as fuck there with this voter shit. And it has to do with making things really hard for people who live out like outside of the cities of, in the rural areas of Georgia. There's definitely the cards are for entertainment purposes. That's my disclaimer. But there's definitely, based on these cards here, for real, there's suppression going on. There's mishandling of votes as well. There's some votes that have been missed as well. And I think that she actually really is the true winner here, showing up as the Empress. But there's a lot in order to this voter suppression fight. It's so like convoluted. There's so much mishmashka nonsense going on in each of those counties doing this to people. So it's kind of hard. It's like, this is something that needs to be eradicated as opposed to just, it's not a straight fight, which proves it's very difficult. It's difficult for any court to kind of get behind it without a hell of a lot of legal dollars involved. People just really need to save their money and get IDs, and they need to fill out the form to the T, or whatever. Because I hear that if you don't put like a hyphen between your first and last name, and it shows a hyphen, something as ridiculous as that shows a hyphen between the first and last name on like the license, then certain people have come forward saying their voter registration has been thrown out type bullshit. So I think what the universe is saying as well is to really put a lot of prayer into this, because the people who are involved in this, doing this, they need prayer. They need a lot of healing. They need a lot of prayer. It's strange that this goes to prayer. It's not funny, but it's almost like even the cards, like it's like we don't have like a regular solution to this, which they usually do. It's like just pray. Just pray. Just pray and just, really reconnect to your original birthright. People have to act right when you do that. Um, these cards all fell out. There's really a lot of there's a lot of diabolical stuff going on here again. I mean, it's shit as heavy as major lies, major deception. There's the deception, major deception. Just really. There may be an apology from someone saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, that we forgot those stack of voter registrations and we mixed them up for things that needed to be shred." And then that's it. Like there's some small apology, something really useless that may come out of all of this, but there's a lot of hard work that needs to go into this. The answer is, again, masses of people reconnecting to their birthright energetically, not dealing with this on this level, on this earth plane level, and really taking care of that, putting their priorities in order. Not to say that I know people to tell them what their priorities are, but if they have to even save up 1 year, $1 a day just to get their proper license or whatever it is, to definitely try to do that. I'm not showing that in here. I'm just showing like real outright suppression, votes being missed. Um, Something around prisoners too, people who have been in jail who now have the right to vote, not getting to do that. Um, and there's just a number of avenues and ways, and they've, this group of people. There's really, really fuck it's showing in the cards. Fuck you, people. Like it's not some conspiracy shit. Showing in the cards, like there's a group of people who really have sat down and kind of planned this and planned it to be happening in such little ways that it's almost like yeah, all right, never mind. They planned it out in such little ways that it's kind of convoluted to kind of like go after it, and it's like, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, and 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 they're all legit things that people can see are levels of voter suppression, but you need a lot of legal dollars in order to go through this. It's going to take a lot of years. The court as well would be bogged down, and the people are prepared to bog down the courts with more stuff in order for it. But you know what? It also feels like at the same time, this is the woman for the job. So, I mean, may very well happen that she is like, you know what? I'm the woman for the job. May not become governor, but I'm going to be the one. She might decide to redirect her energies toward just really leading the way as a civil leader to just really focus on this one problem. And if she does, this would be a problem that would take a good 10 or 15 years, to legally ratify. People can immediately ratify it on their own, kind of by just take your fucking voter registration to the person and go, please check over this. And I'm not yelling at people who are doing this. It's just, you know what, enough of the bullshit of people playing games and stuff like that. Take your voter registration up to the person and go, please check this and let me know if there are any errors, and do the registration well ahead of time. That's just it. Well ahead of time. That's all. It's up to you. Like at some point, it's up to you to take responsibility. I'm not saying that you're irresponsible, but to really make sure that shit goes through. It's up to you. So I do see this ending. I do see whatever work she might do. She might have gotten really triggered, and this might really, this whole thing might really be something where, okay, she starts making allies out in the rural areas and helping people and doing more social justice. Is that the right word, really? It's civil, I think. Civil. I'm not sure, but she may end up doing that a lot, and gathering, there's something with a lot of different counties or something like that, I feel. But she may very well, if she decides, if I'm reading this right, which it feels like I am, there's so much that goes on in these cards, there's so much information. She will definitely sort of redirect her energies from governor to this, and maybe she'll take this 4 years. Maybe that's what that is. Actually, she'll take this 4 years and really work on voter registration and touring these areas throughout Georgia and making sure that things are taken care of. And she wants to end the lack of clarity and all of the mishmash that's going on and shenanigans as well. And that the universe is saying they're fucking tired of it too. With this death card, the universe is coming forward. This is a major arcana card, and the universe is like, this shit is tired. It's dead. That's it. You know? So, yep. There's an ending and there's balance. There it is. So very good things for Stacey Abrams coming forward. We're gonna end that there. This reading is too fucking stressful for words. Sheesh. So glad that everybody should have the right to vote, and everybody should have the right to just simply register and be able to leave a hyphen off the middle of their name, but still have the fucking thing processed. So I'm not saying that's the exact issue, but I'm saying that has been cited. Something very similar to that has been cited as grounds for rejection. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna go on. Stacey's gonna do very well. And I think she's going to gain a wonderful and amazing rapport with the people. She's a people's person. So, Stacey, if you are watching this video as well, let's just pull a couple of cards for you personally. These already wanted to come out. There's a whole bunch of them. Abundance mindset. All right, it really goes like this. Deservingness, clearing debts, quiet retreat, detox your friendships. Okay, so this deservingness. Let me see. I want to see what this is real quick, because I feel like you have a lot of faith in yourself. I think this is on an unconscious level. It is. Okay, so the universe is calling for you to actually look within just a little bit more, knowing that things could go right, things don't go wrong, things are not always going to be necessarily interfered with, not to help create that pattern hold, you know, um, and just creating, I mean, it's tough and it's understandable how these things happen, how this mindset does happen, but it's time to break out of it and return to your birthright. As I was saying in the previous video, return to your birthright of just being able to alchemize what you need, which is support, just people seeing you for your honest face value, your experience, and your intention as running for governor, as well. The debt, I think, also is debt within yourself, but this is also weird. It's kind of like, feels like a little bit of ancestral debt, energetic type debt that you need to go in and break contracts, complete contracts, and all this. You're probably gonna be like, well, you lost me. Okay, I'll just let you get that intuitively. There's this thing where you can go even higher, even further, but you just have so much. Oh, okay, I see what this clearing debts is as well. Um, it feels to me like you're a very precise person, it seems, and that you hold yourself accountable so much, that even little things like the stuff that happened 10 or 15 years ago, you can just let go. If you need to make apologies, definitely do that. If you need to do it energetically, do that too. But it's time to kind of let those things go, especially letting yourself off the hook and go free. There's this thing about liberating yourself from that. Quiet retreat doesn't need a clarifier. Right now, you definitely do need that. But I see you going out into the country sides. I think it would be great for you to leave the country, to be quite honest. You can go to the countryside of France and have a great time, smell some flowers, get some real, you know, some real flower essences, things like that. Look into flower essences because it will help you with your deservingness, but look into getting good ones. So, yeah, I mean, you've just been locked in combat. You've been dealing like with some crazy rough male energy as well. It's just time to go. And I think the universe also wants you to know, don't feel like God, I don't know if you have a lawyer involved or something. I hate to say it, you won this. I mean, you won this. This is what the cards are saying. Like, bam, bam. This is what they're like in your face. Hello, won. She won. But it's okay. They're also saying the quiet retreat is to look at the long run on this. And for whatever reason, cyclically, karmically, this is part of, I'll intuit this. This is part of an overall journey for some of the consciousness within that state of Georgia to kind of go through having this man lead them and having this country leadership be able to run its course. So just know that that actually is an important part of the cycle of you being able to realize your real destiny, which is to actually take place in that governorship, but not now. Okay. And it's okay. And I don't want to come out of nowhere saying it's okay when you've been sitting there campaigning and doing all this and putting all this life force, But they are saying to definitely run again. They are saying to definitely get rid of some people. I feel like some people in your camp you kind of can't trust, that you don't necessarily realize. I feel like you give people a lot more chances than what they deserve. They should not have more than really 1.2 chances. um it's definitely saying you need to cut off some things. There's some people in your camp who are also implanted spies, so you need to watch that as well. There's definite watch that. You need to get rid of those people. You just need to clear the deck, period. And it's okay for, once I'm getting this hit, it's definitely okay for you to don't just don't be the burden of taking people on in their mediocrity and them not being able to reach the bar. And I'm not saying that there's something in that, but I'm not saying that you don't hire people of merit. I'm not saying that, but there's also this little bit of thing where it's like, oh, I'll give you a chance just this time around. If people have to be trained a little extra, something like that, don't bother with it right now because you can't afford it. I'm not talking about financially. There's something energetically about it right now. Um, there's a certain sacrifice energetically when you do that, and it costs so much. You're going to need all of your energy. This is energetics stuff. So I don't really want to get into explaining it, but just only hire people who can hold their own energetically right now and who have bothered to energetically prepare themselves to hold certain positions and things like that. So, I mean, if people aren't really a true 150% benefit, then just right now they're saying this is not the time to give a helping hand, not a handout, because I think some people would like to say that I'm saying you're giving handouts, and it's not that. It's more like a little bit of a helping hand, but you don't have time for that right now, they're saying. It's too slow. They slow you down. And it's nothing personal, but you need a well-oiled machine 100% right now. So it's just got to be all hands on deck. People need to be 100%, and you don't owe anybody anything, and people who are like walking, people who are just not fully equipped right now can't help you get into the governorship. It's got to be full on people who know 100% of what they're doing, and people who could stand on their own 2 feet within your camp, because they need to be the wind under your wings, not you the other way around. That's some of the reason why you had some of the leaks you did. I'm not talking about media leaks. I'm talking about energetic leaks and leaks in the boat, period. All right. You'll know what that's about. Abundance mindset. You're going to do this. You're going to be very successful if you decide to run again. There's this thing mentally you have to probably unconsciously let go of about being an outsider, being the black sheep of, I said black sheep. And there's no pun intended, honey. But being like that black sheep, sort of factor in your mind, just know you can do this. Actually, with an abundance mindset, it's going to be fine. So what's all this? This is more bullshit with the government and the voting system. Okay. This man Kemp is like, he's not a fair fighter. And you have to watch him too. He'll agree to stuff, but he will be dirty. Like, definitely, if you're making any agreements with this man, it needs to be in writing with stipulations that if anything is broken, he will immediately dispense with something or allow himself to be held accountable for it. All right. So I feel like amazing things are happening for you. I feel that unfortunately the cards are saying here you really did win. But they're also saying for you to run again, but to clean up your camp, just only hire qualified people. Do not feel bad about it. It doesn't matter right now. Like, you have to just get yourself there first, and then you can help people. Right now they're saying don't feel like you owe anybody anything right now. You can't help people if you're equipping, if you yourself are bringing on people who are half handicapped and don't know what the fuck they're doing, and also to a certain extent don't have a little bit of enough of a drive to even do that, and then they're not even that grateful in the end anyway, or they don't know enough to be. So it's just an energy loss. So Stacey Abrams, that is it. I can't believe that was 20 minutes. It felt like 40. Not that I'm saying I was bored with this. It was interesting, but it was stressful and annoying, this reading. I wish you well with the justice, and take care. And I see that you'll be keeping up your fight, and that'll be very interesting to see what happens. But just keep putting one foot in front of the other, the cards are saying. All right? Bye-bye.